down in America's heartland. The feds charging half a dozen people for plotting to travel overseas and join ISIS. Hi, everyone. I'm Gretchen Carlson. Welcome to The Real Story today. FBI agents nabbing the suspects during raids in the Twin Cities and San Diego over the weekend. All of them Somalis from Minnesota. Investigators now warning that state, my home state, has become a hotbed for breeding terrorists. About the GOP, let me start with you.
Sure.
They're all clumped together, as we just saw. Is that because we have so many candidates? Is that because we're early on, or what?
Gretchen.
Open field. I think it's actually good for the Republicans to have this kind of primary. I wish we had it on our side, too.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because everyone feels like it's just going to be Hillary Clinton and maybe a few others. So let's talk about Senator Ted Cruz for a moment, because he had a good weekend in New Hampshire. Even if he...
Stories you want to hear. Not only do you see this kind of support, but you also have a group of fundraising committees that have alleged campaigns bring out a lot of new tools, and they use old tools.
But it's so fascinating how those tools can change in a 4-year time span.
Some of them are going to work, some of them aren't. Look, the basic fundamentals don't change.
He's got things to worry about.
Early May, more decisions coming from other GOPers, including possibly Carly Fiorina, who might be the only woman on the side of the Republicans. And dramatic video now. A rookie cop forced to make a life or death decision when a double homicide suspect charges at him. Suspect begs the officer to shoot him. Trace. So here's a question for you. Could software in our smartphones be an aid to terrorists? Why law enforcement... Now some stories making headlines for your Monday. Spy charges for a Washington Post reporter detained in Iran. Well, he's been in jail for 9 months, charged with collaborating with hostile governments. The Washington Post calls the charges ludicrous. The latest, White House fence jumper, now in custody. Secret Service agents made that arrest on Sunday. That agency, as you know, under intense scrutiny following recent security breaches. And 2 years after the deadly Boston Marathon bombings, the city is celebrating the world's oldest marathon, an Ethiopian and a Kenyan taking the race's top honors. Would be able to create these back doors.
Yes, and I think he realizes, as we are realizing, it's coming to our attention. You know, we're into this. We're aware of it. Should issue or try to issue an injunction in California, because that's where both of these companies are.
The phone. I mean, the people at Google and Apple are visiting the White House frequently.
Yeah. You would think that he could pick up the phone, but that hasn't happened yet. It's only your password that only you have. I mean, so for privacy interests, we like it, but we don't want criminals.
Interesting.
They can't do it, and that's illegal.
Maybe the DOJ is listening with, and how it circles back to a cause she is passionate about. Hi, Kimberly. Come and meet Lise.
Hi. Thank you.
Now, so you weren't in Texas and got all the way to New York, were you?
No, I was on Mommy. How much insurance do you need and do not need?
Well, this is such a huge problem for so many people now.
Yes.
If you're in that situation where you're in our age bracket and you have parents who are aging.
Mom would have wanted me to do.
So what is the hope that you try to bring to people? Because I know we're trying to raise so much money to try and find a cure, because so many people are affected by this.
Real struggle even getting him to come around and admit that he couldn't do it himself anymore.
So where can people find information about your partnership?
There's a great website
to sign a book for you. Thanks for being part of The Real Story. I'm Gretchen. Here's Shep.